Presentation from our cherished presenters, let me read a bit of their bio. So here first we have Lucy Hayter, the director of Generation Global. Miss Hayter is passionate about the power of dialogue in transforming the lives of young people to become active. Yes, I'm sorry. I thought somebody. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just continue. Lucy Hayter is the director of Generation Global. Miss Hayter is passionate about the power of dialogue in transforming the lives of young people to become active, open-minded, and global citizens. For more than 2 decades, Miss Hayter has led international nonprofit institutions and programs, operating in leadership roles at Leonard Cheshire, the Cheery Blair Foundation for Women, IDE UK, and Christian Aid. She has worked with some incredible and inspiring people along the way. Ms. Hayter has designed and delivered large-scale, complex, and impactful education, livelihood, and emergency response programs through the partnerships across the world, often with a specific interest in gender, human rights, and disability inclusion. Ms. Hayter, how are you today?
Assalamu alaikum. I'm very well, thank you very much.
I believe it's like
to be here.
Yeah, I believe it's like 8 o'clock in the morning in Britain.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's exactly
Okay.
8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, thank you for being here anyway. And second, we have Miss Ruti Sarma, recently lead partnership, marketing, and communication in Generation Global. She is an education enthusiast with a decade of experience working as a management consultant, advising governments, funding agencies in non-profit organizations, and corporates across sectors such as energy, power, operations, education, and skill development. Her expertise lies in designing and implementing large-scale education solutions, improving efficiency of academic processes, and developing new market expansion strategies. Ms. Sarma, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm looking forward to the session today. Thank you so much.
It is around like 12:30 in the afternoon in India?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and next we have finally Bapak Ahmad Thohir Yoga after the struggle to come into the Zoom session, the coordinating teacher of Generation Global at MAN 2 Kota Malang. Pak Yoga is passionate about global education and partnership. This has led him to be connected with many international education agencies like Generation Global, Asia Education Foundation, Bridge in Australia, AGSN in Malaysia, IIMS in Japan, and many more. Apart from teaching at MAN 2 Kota Malang, he is also a lecturer at University of Muhammadiyah Malang, State Islamic University of Malang, and other universities in Malang. His current position is the Deputy Principal for Public Relation Affairs at MAN 2 Kota Malang. Pak Yoga, how are you today? Hello?
Assalamualaikum, Alhamdulillah. I'm just feeling fantastic and energized, Mbak Yuna. Thank you so much.
Not to count the challenge to be here, right?
It was just fantastic challenge.
Yeah, okay. And then the last one, not least, the last speaker we will have today is Ibu Wati Wardani. She is the country coordinator for Generation Global in Indonesia, and she has been working with Generation Global since the past decade. She is interested in intercultural programs and had the opportunity to participate in Peace Education Workshop for Asia Pacific teachers held by UNESCO Korea. The opportunity has led her to be a peace education facilitators or trainers for teachers and students organized by ASP.NET UNESCO Indonesia. She also has a license to be an international learning to live together trainer, a program by Arigato International Organization. Assalamualaikum Ibu Wati, how are you today?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Great, Mbak Yuna, Bu Yuna ya. Mbak Yuna ya.
Yeah, either way is fine, Ibu. Thank you very much. Now, before we start our presentation and discussion, I would like to remind you again to mark your attendance in the circulated form. If you have some questions, please put them in the form as well, because I will take questions submitted from the form to be read after the presentations are over. I will give time now to Miss Lucy Hater to deliver her speech about fostering global citizenship education for the youth through Generation Global. The time is yours.
Thank you very much, Yuna. Much appreciated. And salam alaikum, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today and to join so many educators who are as passionate about the importance of global citizenship education as we are at Generation Global. Firstly, let me say thank you to Professor Dr. Ali Gandani, General Director of Islamic Education at the Ministry of Religious Affairs, for his keynote address and for sharing his vision for education in Indonesia and his full support for our partnership together. Thank you also to Mohammed Zain, Director of Teachers and Education Staff of Madrasa, Ministry of Religious Affairs Indonesia, for his insightful opening remarks and for sharing his experience of time in observing religious education in the UK. And many thanks to Yuna yourself, Wati, Yoga and Shruti for facilitating this incredible opportunity for me to meet with you all today to present the Generation Global programme and for also their ongoing hard work and support for the programme. There are about 1.8 billion young people between the ages of 10 and 24, the largest youth population ever. And young adults today face unique challenges not seen by previous generations. As we heard from Mohammed Zain, he explained how we're now in the fourth industrial revolution, and we need to prepare students as global citizens and peace ambassadors. They enter the workforce today with lower employment opportunities, increased mental health issues exacerbated by the COVID crisis, and greater concern about climate change and other aspects than ever before. In the face of these global challenges, young people are demanding more equitable and sustainable societies and are coming together on these shared concerns and values. Through programs such as Generation Global, we provide young people with the space to explore these real contemporary concerns together through dialogue. And by doing so, they can become active, global and open-minded citizens and peace ambassadors ready to tackle the challenges of the future. I'd now like to share with you a presentation so that we can show you how we engage young people through the Generation programme and how your madrasas and students can participate in our activities. So the Generation Global programme is a global citizenship education programme of the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change. It equips young people aged 13 to 17 to become active and open-minded global citizens. Our curriculum and resources enable students to learn and practice the 5 core skills of dialogue. We established the programme in 2009, and we work in over 30 countries in Asia, Middle East, North Africa, Europe, and the Americas. We enable students to dialogue with global peers via video conferences and online dialogue spaces. And Shruti will be showing you a bit more about that in her presentation. So the program has trained over 15,000 teachers and worked with over 550,000 students. It's enabled 4,000 plus classroom video conferences and 400 plus online encounters between students internationally. Our latest program, called the Ultimate Dialogue Adventure, which I think your students will really enjoy, has over 7,000 registered students from over 50 countries. And we work together with madrasas, with school networks and partnerships, but also governments. So the Italian, Jordanian, Australian Northern Territory, state governments in India, such as Andhra Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. So your students get the opportunity to participate with students from all over the globe. And also, don't just take our word for it. We believe our program has transformational impact on students. And an independent evaluation carried out in 2016 showed a significant improvement in open-mindedness amongst young people. So I mentioned a bit about our reach and our impact globally. We work in over 50 countries, 3,700 schools, and we work with a number of different types of partners. Our resources have been recognized by United Nations, UNESCO, as you will know it, the Club de Madrid, Brookings Institute, and the UK Department for Education, not to mention our partnerships with governments in the Australian Northern Territory, Jordan, and Egypt. You can see from this map the dots which illustrate where we work. So we really do have a global reach from as far as Australia, including Indonesia, through to Mexico, to North America. And so we really engage students from across the globe. In Indonesia in particular, we've worked with over 300 schools and 700 teachers have been trained with 1,000 video conferences and more, and 6,000 students have engaged with global peers through our video conferences and our written dialogues. So what is Generation Global? What do we exactly do? So in creating these interactions and opportunities, we do that so they can learn the 5 core skills of dialogue. And these are illustrated in the diagram that you see to your right. So we call them active listening is 1, questioning, global communication, reflection, and critical thinking. Together, these core skills help young people to be able to understand themselves and people who are different to themselves better, and to be able to navigate the world with core communication and intercultural skills. The skills are outcome-based and focused on developing core skills. They promote student ownership and accountability, and they build on learning objectives that support identity awareness, inclusion, cultural understanding, and open-mindedness. Associated with these 5 core skills are some of the actions. So in global communication, students get to share their personal stories and experiences, the challenges that they face, and the perspectives of others in a respectful way. We don't talk about debate, it's not debate, it's very different to that. It's about dialogue and understanding and respecting one another's perspective. Active listening is really important, so appreciating and acknowledging the perspective of others by providing feedback to peers. Critical thinking, so analysing, not just accepting what you hear, but analysing the world, the different identities, including what influences you and also how you think and what you believe. And questioning, so going deeper, why do you think this? Exploring some of the topics, reflecting on the experience of self and others to make connections with different stories and identities. So we do that through a number of our educational products. All of our programs are designed for students that are aged 13 to 17. So we specifically target that age group. Our products are free of charge. We are a not-for-profit organisation under the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, and they're freely available through our website. It's applicable across many subjects. So whether you're teaching global citizenship religious education, or extracurricular activities, our program can be adapted and incorporated into your existing curricula. It's interdisciplinary, it's available on low and high tech access, so it's available on a mobile phone, so you can go through what we call our ultimate dialogue adventure via mobile, or you can use a laptop or desktop, many different ways in which to engage. And you explore global issues, so we've touched on some of these: climate change, human rights, girls and women's rights, hate speech, social media, fake news. These are just some of the 11 topics that we have available on our site in the Ultimate Dialogue Adventure. And you get to practice as a student the skills of dialogue, build intercultural connections through the video conferences. You'll get to dialogue, your students will get to dialogue with students from other countries, such as Mexico, India, the UK, Indonesia, other students in Indonesia, and all over the world. So some of the products that we have, and I'm going to touch on these just very briefly because Shruti will go into some of these in a bit more detail. The Ultimate Dialogue Adventure is a self-directed program for students. They learn the 5 core skills, they explore global topics, but it's gamified, so it's fun. They earn points, they move up titles, so they can move from their starting point. For Dialogue Amoeba, there's lots of characters. A Dialogue Wombat is the ultimate dialogue master, and it's exciting because they get to book video conferences, and also teachers can access to see how they're progressing through the site and what they're learning. So you will be able to monitor how your students are progressing, see what video conferences they're engaged in, allocate them video conferences or topics to participate in. So it's very interactive and really designed so that teachers can make full use of the resource as well. I mentioned about the video conferences, and we've just completed an SDG, the United Sustainable Development Goals Dialogue Series, which enables students to learn about the Sustainable Development Goals, such as poverty, equality, aspects of climate change, and then also practice engage with their peers over a short period of time. So this was over 4 weeks. They learned 4 Sustainable Development Goals in that time. Excuse me. And then the teaching resources. So we have downloadable curriculum, our Essentials of Dialogue, which you can access from our website. And then we also have briefing notes on contemporary issues that may concern you. And then Teacher Companion, which helps you to navigate the Ultimate Dialogue Adventure alongside your student. And we're hoping to unlock more professional development opportunities for you, training in how to teach dialogue skills in the classroom. Just moving on swiftly. So what are the benefits for students? Well, they gain the global exposure to other young people, 13 to 17, from across 30 countries. They develop the 21st century skills, critical thinking, active listening, reflection, communication, questioning. And these will carry them into their universities, into their employment, and through life. They'll learn about those global issues I mentioned before, such as climate change, human rights, hate speech, and so on. And they practice their English language skills. So we've kept the English language within the site as simple as possible so that they learn the language, but they're also able to enjoy the site as well. Engage with diversity, so hands-on learning, lots of videos and lots of different perspectives within the site, and then they can become a global citizen and contribute to being active and open-minded individuals. So I wanted just to share and finish off with a couple of testimonies. So this is from one of the students we have in India, excuse me, and she said, "When I joined Generation Global, I lacked self-confidence, but soon I witnessed a remarkable change in my personality. Coming across people with different thoughts, values, religions, languages, and cultures is bound to broaden your mind and make you see the world with an entirely new vision." And here, there's some photographs here of when we were able to come together in the classroom and how we were teaching dialogue skills and engaging students at a classroom level with other students through the video conference. And you may see in the top right-hand corner some students from Indonesia. And then a testimony from a teacher. So this is from a teacher in Indonesia who said, "To me, as an English language teacher, Generation Global is a great tool, not only to motivate my students to be more serious in learning English, but also it equips me to help my students be open-minded, have more confidence as Muslims to connect with and speak with the world. Generation Global is a solution, how to prepare them to be good Muslim leaders with open-mindedness to see the diverse world. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to stop there and happy to share our contact details with you should you wish to get in touch. Of course, Wati is our in-country coordinator, Wati Wadani, and also Yoga, thank you so much for hosting and facilitating today, who is also point person for Generation Global in Indonesia, but myself and Shruti are also contactable, and some web links that are also here. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Thank you, Lucy, for the presentation. Now we will proceed to the second presentation by Ms. Ruti Sarma. She will deliver Bridging Global Students Connection through Generation Global. Ms. Sarma, you may proceed.
Thank you so much, Fiona. Good afternoon, everyone. Selamat siang, everyone. Apa kabar? Namaste from New Delhi in India. My name is Shruti Sharma, and I'm extremely honored to be presenting on this platform today. It was such a privilege to listen to both the keynote speech and the opening remarks, both of which stressed on the importance of online learning and international collaboration. I just want to take a moment to thank the Honorable General Director for Religious Education, Ministry of Religious Affairs in Indonesia, Professor Dr. Ali Ramadhani, and Honorable Director Dr. Muhammad Zain, the Director of Teachers and Education Staff of Madrasas, Ministry of Religious Affairs in Indonesia, and the entire Ministry of Religious Affairs for really giving us this opportunity to share with the wonderful educators that have connected today on how they can learn and how they can connect their students to the world. Also, my thank yous will not be complete without thanking Yoga, who is one of the most active teachers of Generation Global in Indonesia, for all his support and all his contribution to help scale up Generation Global and to bring it to what it is today. And I really hope by the end of today's session, we see many of you educators actively using these tools and resources to help your students become active global citizens. I'm going to start sharing my screen for a very quick presentation. I hope y'all are all able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, great. Thank you so much. So as Lucy has already set out the context for what we do, who we are, and our different educational products, what I want to do is dive a little deeper into some of these products so that you can see how you as educators can use them in practical ways in the classroom. So some of the educational products that I'll talk about are teaching resources, video conference dialogue, and our online educational game called the Ultimate Dialogue Adventure. So teaching resources. Think of these as very simple, easy to do skill building activities or exercises that you can do with groups of students, if you're teaching face-to-face in the classroom, or you can easily do them even online if you're teaching through Zoom or Google or any other digital platform. They're extremely flexible and they're meant to complement the subject. So I know there are a lot of English teachers here today. So in fact, there are so many English teachers in Indonesia as well as around the world who are using these teaching resources, these skill building activities to, train their students, help their students develop some of the 21st century interact experiential way. So they're really making skill building fun. And all these resources have step-by-step criteria and take in resource as on the is called so foundation of what log skills are. Again, like all our guidance and theory and use resources and instructions for you to implement this. In that many more which you can see on my screen, and you are all from the teacher. There is no student. These resources, educational product, an education qualities, global issue, experiential on education product video conferences. Not just for me, participate over. It's a video conference. It is a sort of as like an online video conversation with